Hey everybody, this is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB, bringing you TeaDB episode number 202. So we
got some 10-year-old wild raw
Pu'erh. So this is Mansa.
Mansa.
As you can see from Denny opening the package, we have not had this tea yet. So this is a tea from Toby, who is a guy who curates boxes. A lot of about 10-year-old age raw pu'erh stored in Taiwan or southern China and stuff like that. So this tea came in one of his boxes. I think it sells for around 50 or 60 USD. So it's not expensive, not terribly expensive for a raw cake that's about 10 years old. I think it's been stored in Taiwan, and I am curious to try it.
Yeah, just eyeballing the amount of leaf. It's loose. So it's not compacted. So I could be overdoing it here. I have no idea how much leaf we're using. I filled up the guy one about halfway full of.
I think that looks about good.
Yeah.
It does not look outrageous one way or the other to me.
And nice big leaves, and there is a piece of the actual cake in there, but a lot of we're gonna rinse these.
Yeah.
Students.
Looking at the material, it definitely is pretty loose, so we'd expect it to come apart decently fast.
Right.
I can smell it.
Yeah, get in there. Got tobacco-y. Some tobacco stuff going on in there for sure.
Yeah. Some raisins.
Mm-hmm.
Smells pretty strong, actually, to be honest.
Yeah. We'll do a flash steep here and see how it goes. Alrighty. So
you can see Denny doing the high pour, and that's just to get the liquid a little bit more surface area so it cools down a little bit faster.
Indeed.
So we can chug this shit.
Cheers. It smells great.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
It's light, but it's got a nice sweetness. Maybe a little bit of the leathery, tobacco-y kind of thing going on midway through, but nothing super strong in this seeping quite yet.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think it's still coming apart. I think a lot of these raw pours, it takes a bit to open them up, so probably expect to get a little bit more in a few infusions.
It's got a really great sweet aroma, and I'm getting more sweetness than bitterness, more soft flavors than harsh, intense flavors. Already the Gaiwan is getting pretty full of leaf.
Yeah, the body's definitely thickening up.
It's nice. I really like the sweetness of this.
Yeah.
All right, round 2. Go ham on this.
And you can see how fast that this has taken up the Gaiwan, and that's probably a product of just how loose the material that we're using for this brew is.
Really nice residual flavors going on. Kind of almost a little bit of a green oolong, reminiscent of some green oolong high notes. Interestingly enough, for me at least.
Is that in the taste or sort of in the aftertaste?
In the aftertaste. Yeah. So just kind of sitting here, I'm like, oh, I'm experiencing what it feels like to be drinking a green oolong a little bit. And a little bit in the flavor too.
Yeah, it does. I think both of these, this tea as well as some green oolongs, tend to live sort of like a very sweet, sugary aftertaste in the mouth.
Exactly.
Cheers, guys.
Salud. It's thickening up, but it's still not like syrupy yet.
No, not yet.
Like a really nice sweetness, a little bit more of the earthiness coming in now.
Yeah, it definitely get sort of like sugary, sugarcane sort of sweetness to it. It also definitely does taste like a raw pu'erh.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any denying that in this tea. Yeah.
But not that gasoline-y, petrol, concrete raw Pu'erh, sort of, young and slapping you in the face kind of a thing. Much more of like a delicate, aged, softer flavor profile, but still a raw Pu'erh.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think generally this tea is sort of in between. I feel like it has mainly darker notes, like the leatheriness, the earthiness and stuff. But, like you said, there's sort of like this sweetness and this florality to it that gives it kind of a lightness. So
yeah,
I feel like it kind of threads the needle between those two worlds.
Yeah, good description. And yeah, I mean, the sort of sugarcane sweetness is definitely the best way to describe the sweetness. It's almost just tastes sugary, not fruity per se at all. Not getting the raisin as much in the cup as much as in the mouth, but still smelling a little bit in the cup.
Definitely smelled in the leaves too.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Coming apart even more.
A bit thicker.
Yeah. A little bit more of that shung pu'erh, raw pu'erh astringency to it. More of the, I guess if Denny describes it, gasoline-y.
Yeah.
It's just started to come in. Not too much, but...
And then the thing about it exactly is that it's not too much. You're still keeping the complexity of all the flavors we've been talking about in this tea, and you're tasting it afterwards. Sitting, I'm tasting it now, just sitting here talking about it. But yeah, there's this sort of like just depth that's coming out of this tea now. It's sort of that earthy age.
And it's left sort of like a mouth-watering sweetness to in my mouth, and I'm enjoying this aftertaste. It's sugary, it's mouth-watering. It's quite nice.
Do you think this is a approachable tea for someone who's new? How's that do on the mom test?
I think it could be. I think, as is the case for a lot of these raw pu'erhs, it passed the mom test if someone that knew what they were doing were brewing it. If it's your mom brewing it, I'm not so sure it'd come out that great. Yeah. So, yes and no. What about you? What do you think?
I think that maybe the first few steepings, especially, people would be like, oh, this is nice. And then they get to the fourth one where you're tasting the raw pu'erh and it's like, oh, this is different. Yeah. So I can imagine that happening for a lot of people, and I totally agree. These types of teas, especially the way that we're brewing it, you need to be a little bit more conscientious about it.
Right.
Or careful. Great aroma. Still.
And the leaves are really nice and soft.
Yeah.
Still in the Gaiwan.
And pretty green.
Yeah, the greenness has slowly come out. Like, if you're just to look at this, the leaves would look pretty dark, but the greenness has sort of come out. Yeah,
orange.
How do you like the storage on this? Has it been
good? Yeah, it's clean. It's crisp. I mean, we immediately were getting into those sweet flavors, and I feel like had this been stored in poorly, it would be a little bit funky for the first two steepings or so.
Yeah,
we did give it a rinse, and it did have a little bit of some, just sort of particulate, but that's most tea is going to be like that, so don't worry about it. But yeah, no, I think it's good. It's not too sour or funky at all.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I really like the evolution of this tea. I'm really getting that bitterness now, that sort of typical raw bitterness at the tip of my tongue. I don't know, there's something a little bit different about the steeping. It's not quite citrusy, but
I think this steeping and the last one I think were the strongest. I think it starts out really sweet, and then you get some of that shung bitterness to it, and then but the overall lasting taste in the mouth is sweet. If you went lighter on the leaf, you'd probably get a lighter. You wouldn't get as much thickness, but you might get a little bit less of that aggressiveness to the tea.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's sort of up to your personal preference.
And great overall quality is really good. If folks wanted to pick this up,
you should contact Toby. I'll include his Instagram below. I think it goes for about 50 to 60 USD from Taiwan. I forget exactly.
So it's a box of teas.
No, it's a actual cake of this.
Oh, okay.
But he sends out, what Toby does is he sends out boxes of the teas. that you have the choice to pick up.
Awesome. So folks want to do that, check out Toby in the description below. If you like the video, click the like button.
Yeah. If you think your mom would like the video, hit the share button. And I gotta do our shout outs.
Yeah. All the
our demographics tell us
the most
that
viral
it is
demographic.
85% male. We gotta diversify. We gotta get some moms in here, man.
I posted away that anyway. It's great. So to all you bros out there drinking tea with us, please, James is being really, really rough around the edges. Do share this with your mom specifically. But go to TeaDB.org, sign up for our newsletter there, subscribe to our YouTube channel to get videos like this every week, and sign up for all the social stuff, do all the blah, blah, yada, yada. Episode 202 in the books.
Yep.
Delicious tea. And we'll see you guys next time for episode 203.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.